Hey, so GLM 5.2 is pretty good, and you don't have to take it from me. I just had Opus 4.8 sort of 1v1 GLM 5.2 across something like 40 different scenes, from creation of 3D and WebGL scenes to creation of interactive explainers to a bunch of dashboards to basically full stack apps, landing pages, and games. And I'm just going to spend a couple minutes going through those before showing you the simplest and easiest way to set it up within a Claude Code harness, and then a couple of other harnesses as well. And then I'm even going to go as far as to give you guys the best, most cost-effective vendors. Because I think that, in an era where AI models are capable of getting taken down at a whim or, getting significantly more expensive because of API pricing, we're at the point now where, GLM 5.2 or other open models legitimately might make sense. So what I've done here is I've constructed 7 demos just to show you guys how good GLM 5.2 is compared to the current state of the art, sort of like closed source models. And the first is this playable minigame up here, then that 3D WebGL scene, an interactive explainer, dashboard, and so on. Now you might be wondering, Nick, why the hell are you just going through a bunch of 3D scenes? And the reason why is because we're at the point where the benchmarks are effectively saturated. GLM 5.2 scores pretty similarly to, Opus 4.8 on a variety of them. And I think that benchmarks no longer really fully encapsulate what it is to use a model. To really understand a model and be able to pit one against the other, you sort of need to take it from a taste perspective, which is what I'm doing here. And so as you see here, we have 2, one from Opus 4.8 making a nebulous spiral, then one over here that's sort of making a nebulous spiral as well. And if I show you the GLM 5.2 one, I mean, this looks gorgeous, right? Super clean. You can recenter, auto orbit, turn that on or off, increase the glow particle size. Look at what happens with the Opus one. We literally can't even see the galaxy to begin with because it's just too bright. So obvious error here, right? Opus significantly underperformed relative to GLM 5.2. There should be telling you something. If we go over to interactive explainers, we see on the left-hand side with the Opus 4.8 ones. Now keep in mind, these are all prompted pretty naively. But even with said naive prompt, I think you guys will agree the Opus 4.8 one really struggles in comparison to just the tasteful style of GLM 5.2. I mean, that is Opus 4.8. This is GLM 5.2. This is way higher quality, much sexier, much better, to be completely honest. And I think realistically, will probably be able to teach me how this thing works way more than Opus is. Just to keep everything short on time so I can show you how this actually is set up. This is the Opus one, so how a rainbow forms. This is the GLM 5.2 one. And I think you guys could see even its selection of like serif fonts and stuff like that is significantly cleaner than what we have over here. Okay, so, I mean, yeah, nice. We're using these serif fonts and all, and that was part of the idea, but it's nowhere near as clean, I would say, as just the way that GLM 5.2 did it. This next test here is sort of like a low poly terrain flyover, so you can use your mouse and basically move it around like this. Let me just zoom in a little bit more for you guys. If I open this fully in a new tab, I mean, this is pretty badass, right? That's the Opus one. Then this one over here is the GLM 5.2. So moving to the Opus one first, we have endless low poly skies that are being procedurally generated. And if I go over to, GLM's flyover, we see that what it's done is produced what I would consider to be, genuinely speaking, a higher quality output. Now it's done this with low poly, which is why I think that cloud up there sort of looks similar to the ground. But I mean, like taste-wise, again, I think GLM 5.2 actually won the procedurally infinitely generated terrain challenge. So we can see landing pages, same sort of idea. I just feel that GLM 5.2 just has sort of like a higher style multiplier, if that makes sense. I'm keeping in mind that it does so for way cheaper than Opus 4.8 here. Hopefully you guys will see why I'd be happy to design a page like this with GLM. And then finally, we have some mini games. And interestingly enough, this is probably the area that I think GLM struggled the most. Now, on the left-hand side is sort of like a tower stacker game. You guys may have seen this at like a casino or like one of those cool arcades. And as you see, Opus did a pretty good job. We can stack these no problem. Technically the one by GLM works as well, but it's really fast. And I don't know if it fully understands how difficult this is. Oh boy. There we go. Only made it for 3. Okay, so yeah, we have some slide decks and whatnot, but I think you guys get the idea. GLM's pretty good, actually. And what I'm going to do in this video is just run you through everything that you need to both set it up, then apply it to other harnesses like OpenCode, Crush, things outside of the Claude Code structure. I'm sure you guys some other plans and providers, and then testing on real queries. I guess I kind of did that already because I just wanted to hook you with the video. The very first thing I want to do is show you guys how to set up GLM 5.2 in Claude Code. And the reason why I'm doing it in Claude Code is I just think it's probably the most intuitive for most people that are watching my channel. Just want to give it to you guys really easily and simply. So I'm just going to head over here to Anti-Gravity, which is currently running 2 Claude Code instances. And as you see here, we currently have Opus 4.8 running with 1 mil context inside of Claude Code. I could say, hello, how's it going? And it'll, respond to me, which is pretty neat. Well, what we want to do is we basically want to have that exact same structure. We just want to have it with GLM. And if you go over here to the side, if you just type GLM, because I've already done the setup, this is what that's going to look like. So now we basically have this running in Claude Code's harness, but the actual intelligence of the model is underscored by GLM-5.2. So I'm actually going to say, hey, what model are you running? And I should note the reason why Opus executed so quickly versus GLM here is just because I have fast mode enabled. They're actually pretty similar in terms of tokens per second. So, as you see, it's saying I'm doing GLM 5.2 via OpenRouter. It's one of the 3 terminal harnesses you set up under GLM, not a Claude model under the hood right now. What it's doing is it's using Claude code through GLM. Okay, so how do you actually do that? Well, it's pretty easy. You just need to use a service like OpenRouter. I'm going to start with that simply because I think it's the easiest. We're going to head over here to the top right-hand corner where it says sign up. I'm going to insert some information. Once you're done, you'll get a verification code on your email. So I'm going to head back over here, pump that puppy in. And now you can see we actually have it in the API. And you can see 28 seconds ago, I spent about $4. So from here, you'll need to add a new key. Hey, this is a new key. We'll leave the credit limit as unlimited. In my case, I'm going to set an expiration for 1 hour because I don't want to leak this and then have you guys ping me a million times. Then I'm just going to copy it over. Okay, it's basically that easy. Once you're done, all you really have to do is just copy this screenshot right here, the one that I just gave you, literally. Okay, you could pause this video, take a screenshot of this, and then continue. Head over to your anti-gravity IDE or wherever the other agent is. I'm just going to do it in Claude code, so it's as similar as what you guys are realistically probably going to be using. Paste this in and say, I want you to set up GLM in a Claude code instance. Note, we've already done this before. I'm just doing a demo for the video. So run this in another directory. And I'm just doing that because I don't want this to say, well, you've already done it. You don't need to do it anymore. So I literally just screenshotted this, okay, which you guys just saw a moment ago, and I pasted it in here. And you can actually already do this. So it's now going to spin up a fresh directory and verify that the whole path actually works end to end. It's that straightforward. Now, a couple people will probably yell at me because I'm doing my API key directly in the text. It's not as good to do the API key or stick it directly in the text. But to be honest, for most purposes, it's not that big of a deal either. If somebody gets access to your device, they will inevitably get access to your API key as well. Once all of this is done, and I did this in almost entirely real time, scrolling back here, it says GLM 5.2 is set up and verified end to end in a fresh demo directory. So we have everything over here. We just need the GLM command. And basically the way that it works is Anthropic has this key called Anthropic_base_URL equals. And then you can swap any model you want in there as long as you have the API and the API spec is similar to Anthropic's and sort of expects it. So what we did right over here is we basically did that. All I need to do now is just open up a fresh directory in terminal, cd to GLM demo, and then type GLM. And guess what? Boom, we're here. We actually have GLM. So that's how you run it as easily as that inside of Claude Code. It's very straightforward. A couple of gotchas that some people have pointed out. In order for GLM to perform web searches, because it doesn't have like built-in web search functionality within the model, it tries to use Anthropic's or Claude Codes. And that doesn't work 100% out of the box. So if you wanted to, you could integrate this with XAI. XAI is another software platform that basically provides AI agents the ability to search the web. And right now it's sort of at like the frontier, the cutting edge. So, European Series B fintechs with 50 plus employees, recent rounds, just pumping that into a search term. And then, that goes and actually does the web call. That's in contrast to like search web for Nick Saraev. If I just sort of type this out natively, we don't have the exa.ai integration. It's not really going to work. And so that's what's going on right now. Okay, so that's fairly straightforward. All you need to do if you want to set that up is just say set up exa.ai for web search within, and then making it a little bit easier for you guys to see here. If I just type in set up exa.ai for web search within this new GLM directory, then it'll go through, ask you for your exa.ai API key, and I think they give you like $10 in free credits or something, so you can actually replicate that fairly easily for very little money. All right, next up, let's talk about how to set up GLM 5.2 in various open harnesses. So in open code, all you need to do is type brew install open code. For Crush, all you need to do is type brew install Crush. There are a couple of edits that you have to make in order to have this run for you, but what I'm going to do, just to show you guys how easy and simple it is I'm just going to take a screenshot of this. I'm going to go back here, and then I'm going to clear my chat. And then I'm just going to pump this in. I'll say, I want to set up GLM 5.2 on both of these harnesses. Go get the harnesses, then set them up with GLM 5.2 according to this screenshot. Same thing that we did before, Hopefully you guys see the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to show you how simple and easy it is for you to take any resource on the internet, whether it's a video, a still, a piece of text, paste it directly in here, and then it'll go and build. In my case, we've actually already done the installation for both, so it'll occur fairly quickly. Yours will probably take a little bit more time because you actually have to go and download it. But in this case, I've actually had it go and then test. So I'm saying reply with exactly one short sentence stating which AI model you are. It's powered by this. It's confirmed. Now it's going to do it on Crush. And then we're actually going to like walk through how to use Crush in OpenCode as well. Great. So now I'll say open these up in new tabs so I can show my audience. Okay, it's going to ask me for some permission here. So that's what's going on here. And then it's trying to control my thing using accessibility features, basically to take screenshots. That's okay. We don't need it. And now I'm just going to say, would you like to initialize now? No. Hey, what's up? I think I might have selected a bunch of stuff, which is why it looks so silly and dumb. Zooming way in, as you see, this is the Crush harness, okay? And right now, this is running GLM 5.2. I don't personally like the Crush harness very much. I don't really like other harnesses but Claude Code, to be completely honest. But, you know, we have it over here. So we could talk to it just like we're talking to basically anything. You know, it's purring right now, okay? I could say, hey, what model are you using? And then it's going to go do a bunch of calculations. Let me check the model. I'm using Z-GLM 5.2 via OpenRouter for both small and large models. Very cool. Okay, same thing with OpenCode. If we just go back here to this, open this puppy up. If I zoom way in, okay, you know, note that the text is black on a black background simply because I never use this terminal. And so I haven't actually set up any themes, but hopefully you guys could see if you did set up a theme with light mode or something like that, it'd be fairly straightforward to see. I could say, hey, what model are you running? And it could zoom right in, and then you could see it's now going through the GLM 5.2 build. In the bottom left-hand corner, it's doing a lot of thinking, and boom, it's done. Thank you. Wonderful. So this is also tracking spend on the right-hand side. It's connected to Exa sort of out of the box, assuming that you set it up. And it's honestly, it's really that straightforward and easy to run whatever harness you want with GLM 5.2. Now, personally, I think Claude Code is just the best and the easiest. Some people would disagree with me on this, and that's fine. There are also some statistical reasons why people would disagree with me. And I think at the end of the day, what one needs to realize is basically all of these models are converging on a similar level of intelligence. And so it's just more about the usability and the UX at this point than it is about necessarily scoring 0.01% more on a benchmark or being 2 or 5 tokens faster. But that's just my thoughts on the matter. Now that we've set up GLM 5.2, the next question is, where do we get it to keep it as cost effective as possible? And really, there are 4 main routes right now. The first is the Z.AI coding plan. Now, this is very similar to like your Claude Max plan or something. There's a Lite, a Pro, and then there's an actual $80 a month flat monthly Max plan. You do that on Z.AI, which is where they came up with the model. That's like the team that came out with GLM. You can also use OpenRouter. So here's where you pay per token. It's what we just used. Essentially what they do is they try and auto route to various providers that have API endpoints where they can call in order to get like the results back. And then they will try and arbitrage them to keep them as cheap as humanly possible for you. So I really like OpenRouter because for me, it's just plug and play. And this is personally what I use. I'm not sponsored by them. I have no reason. Nobody's holding a gun to my head. But I just think they're pretty solid and pretty straightforward. Then you have some direct hosts of Fireworks, DeepInfra, GMI. These are just dedicated providers as opposed to OpenRouter picking the best one. And your last option is sort of self-hosting. Self-hosting GLM 5.2 will be pretty difficult because it is quite large, 700 billion parameters. But I did just find a way, in case somebody here wanted to. This fella here has set up GLM 5.2, like quantized the hell out of it, made it really, really small, so it's 2 bits. And it still retains 82% accuracy and can be run on a 256 gigabyte Mac or even some RAM or VRAM setups. Easily the strongest local model that I think you can run at the moment, and you can do so despite the fact that it's not as smart at an 84% size reduction, literally on your computer. And if you think about it that way, like nobody will ever be able to take away this from you unless, they literally show up to your door, knock on it, and take away your computer too. Okay, so hopefully I showed you guys how feasible running actual high quality open source models, both on your computer and then through API call to arbitrage inference costs can be. I do believe that GLM 5.2 right now has better taste than Opus 4.8. When Fable comes back and so on and so forth, things might be a little bit different, but right now it's definitely my daily driver, and I'm querying the hell out of it basically 24/7. Would highly recommend that you guys give it a try as well. There are a lot of free API tokens out there for the grabs. If you guys like this sort of thing and want to learn how to use these models for financial purposes, definitely check out Maker School. It's my daily accountability program that shows you how to acquire a customer that pays you money for one of these services within 90 days of your money back. We also offer done for you and done with you implementation services at LeftClick. Then I also run a SaaS called Clairvo that helps you double your pickup rates. Thank you very much for your time. Have a lovely rest of the day.